Hey everyone, my name is Mitch Schroeder and I'm the designer of Street Fighter V Champion Edition Legends. Today I'm going to give you a sneak preview of what this game is actually about. We'll go through the different components, the setup, and then we'll go through a playthrough of the introductory scenario. As you can see, I've already set up the game, but I'll go through pretty quickly what I did to get this started. So at the beginning of the game, you're going to choose a scenario, which is a stage sheet over here, gives you setup on one side, and then stage rules on the other side. And then each scenario comes with a map. There's usually one large tile and two side tiles, and this diagram here will show you how to put them together. They don't always assemble in the same configuration. Sometimes the side tiles will go one on the top, one on the bottom, or one on the side, one on the top. It could be any kind of different configuration, just to give a little bit of variability in how the map actually looks and plays. Once you've chosen a scenario, you're going to choose your fighter. So you take out the fighter board, and on the fighter board, you'll see spaces for your fighter card and 4 ability tiles. So when you choose your fighter, here I've chosen Chun-Li, you're going to place your fighter card on that spot, and the 4 ability tiles. And these ability tiles correlate to different special moves that fighter has in the video game. So if you've played Chun-Li in the game, you know she has Kikoken, Lightning Kick, she can wall jump to give herself a little bit more space, and then her spinning bird kick. Each character, each fighter also has a critical art, which is on the reverse side of their card. I'll explain how you unlock that a little bit later. You're going to fill up your fighter board with 4 health tokens, and then you'll take 3 EX tokens, which you'll place beside the board. They will fill up your EX gauge throughout the game, but you don't start with any of those at the beginning. You're also going to choose a style deck. So every single fighter can be mixed with any style deck. So if you want to play Chun-Li as a really aggressive rushdown character, you can do that. But if you'd like to play her as a grappler, or maybe a zoner who's all about projectiles and long-range attacks, you can do that too. So there's lots of mixing and matching in this game, trying to decide which playstyle suits you and also best suits that fighter. Once you've made those decisions, you can choose your Nemesis. So the Nemesis is going to be the boss that you're fighting in that game. Over here I've chosen Fong. I've taken his standee and placed it here. He does not start on the game. Sorry, I should have said Chun-Li, her fighter, starts over here on the start space, the yellow dot there. Fong starts off the board. He's going to come in a little bit later, and I'll explain how that works in a minute. You're also going to take the Nemesis deck and set that near the Nemesis. And this is going to kind of control how the Nemesis and all of his minions act. So we'll be flipping those cards and kind of doing what they say. There's only one Nemesis deck in the game, but the variety comes from how the Nemesis deck kind of interacts with each unique Nemesis. You can see that he's got 3 unique abilities here, and then on the other side, he has another side in stage 2 where he's even more powerful, and they're 3 completely different abilities. So once he flips over to that side of the game, he's going to be a completely different boss. After you've chosen your Nemesis, you can choose your Minion Groups. There are a bunch of different Minion Groups in the game. I've chosen the easier of the Minion Groups here. This is, again, the introductory scenario, so I didn't want to get too crazy. So these guys here just shows the 2 different minions. There's the standard minion with 2 health, then there's the elite minion with 3 health, and then their activation icons are a little bit different there too, you can see. And the low rank standard minion also has a passive ability you can read there. All right, once we've done that, the last thing you're going to do for setup is choose your rival. So in this game, in addition to having one boss that all the different fighters will be trying to take out, each fighter is also going to get their own rival to kind of give you that 1v1 experience that you're used to with Street Fighter. So in this case, Chun-Li's rival is Ken, and I placed him up here. You can choose to put them into any spawn space you want that doesn't already have a rival. So in a solo game, I can put them in any spawn space I want. The spawn spaces are these numbered red number spaces here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Zoom in on that for you so you can kind of see the main board a little bit more closely. Once I've got all the standard setup out of the way, I'm going to look over at the stage setup and finish any special setup that this scenario has. So you can see on the stage setup here that there are a couple of minions on the board. So on top of the jet and on top of the tank, there are minion tokens. So that just shows you where your starting minions go. You can see that I've already place them on the board here. And then also, it shows you where your objectives go. So there's objective tokens based on player count. So if you're playing one player, you're going to put objective tokens in the 1P spaces. If you're playing 3 players, you're going to put it in the 3P, the 2P, and the 1P. So you're placing objective tokens up to that, that player count. That is specific setup. If you read the special setup at the bottom there, that is specific to this scenario. So every scenario is going to be using objectives in a bit of a different way. I've already placed the objective tokens on here, so that will wrap up setup. I'm just going to give these decks a shuffle. I think I did shuffle them, but just make sure there. And then we can get started. So as I said, this is the introductory scenario. So Fong is the easiest boss. These minions are the easiest, and this stage is relatively simple as well. There's not a whole lot going on, so I should be able to defeat this stage without too much trouble, but we'll see what happens. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw 4 cards, and that's going to make my hand. You'll notice on these cards there's a number of different things, or I got quite a bit of different information on them. So I'll take a look here at this quick blast. You'll see at the bottom there are icons going from left to right. Those are the actions that I can do when I play this card. So starting on the left there, that's a push. Any figure in my space, I can push them to an adjacent space, and then the hollow blast there with the 2 means the short range attack with 2 dice. The 1 wave symbol there shows that that is a short range attack that can be used 1 space away. So I can't use it in my space, it's only for adjacent spaces. There is also a long range attack which has 2 waves, and that will be up to 2 spaces away. And then of course there's a melee attack which would be in my space. I'll see if yeah, there we go. I have one of those in my hand over here. So that's a melee symbol. That's 3 dice used in my space. The final icon you're going to see on this quick blast on the right there is movement. So that means I can move orthogonally 1 space on the board. You'll also see the keyword withdraw. Withdraw just means that you can move without triggering any card effects or stage effects. So in this case, these minions over here say that fighters in this figure space cannot move. If my movement has a withdraw, I can ignore that passive ability. You'll also see at the bottom right corner of the card, you'll see it on each card, a movement 2. That just means that any card can be played for 2 movement. It's called a sprint action, just so that you don't get stuck somewhere on the board if you have a whole bunch of projectiles in your hand that don't actually have any native movement. They can be used to sprint and move away. Above the name on the card, you're also going to see a number of icons. So here you have a punch and a kick icon. The quick blast we were looking at before has a joystick icon. These are going to be used to trigger your special abilities. So after I play a card, if I were to play, for example, this dash card, which is probably what I will be playing, I place that in front of me into my combo meter. It just stays on the board. I can have up to 4 cards in my combo meter underneath my board here. And then at any time on my turn, or if I was playing a multiplayer game on another player's turn, I can discard these cards to activate my special abilities. So what we did here is I really wanted to make sure that if you're playing Chun-Li or Ryu or one of your favorite characters, they have these really cool special moves like Lightning Kick or Hadouken for Ryu. I wanted to make sure that players could always use those abilities. I didn't want it to be a situation where you have a specific Ryu deck or Chun-Li deck and those Hadouken cards are down at the bottom of your deck and you just never get out your Hadouken, even though you want to spam that Hadouken. So I placed all the best special moves out on the player board here so that you can play your combos and get those cards, or get those abilities going. It also allowed us to have a little bit of fun in that most of these abilities use the icons that are actually the button combinations you'd play in the video games. For example, Lightning Kick here is you'd play press a quarter circle forward on the joystick and then hit kick to do a lightning kick. Or you can also spam kick. So at the bottom of the card here, you'll notice that there's another kick icon. So if you keep discarding kicks, you can keep on attacking, just as the lightning kick would do in the video game. So a little bit of thematic fun we were allowed to have there. So I'll just go ahead and play this card here and show you this is 2 movement and then EX. So EX means that I fill up my EX gauge. So when I play this card, I'm going to move 2. I'll do that first. And then I would take this this EX token, filling up my gauge. Now that I have an EX token, that token can do a number of things. It can be used to boost one of my attacks. So I can spend that before rolling dice to add 1 die to that attack. It can only be done once. I can't discard 3 of those to add 3 dice. It's just discard 1 and gain 1 die. I can also use it after the roll to re-roll an attack. Or a single attack die. Sorry, you can't re-roll all your misses, just any one attack. That can be done multiple times though. So if I re-roll and I miss, I can discard another one and re-roll again. The last thing you can do with your EX tokens is that you have your entire meter filled up with 3 of these. I can discard all 3 of them to upgrade one of my abilities. So you just flip that over. You'll see here, I'll show you a zoom in of the basic one. So wall jump here is just discard 1 joystick icon, and that allows you to move 1 and gain an EX. So pretty good for just discarding a card. If I upgrade that, however, by discarding those 3 EX tokens, now it's a move 2 and gain an EX. You'll see the upward arrow icon on the right just to show that this is the upgraded side, so you don't get those confused. So at the beginning of the game, you'll always start with your ability tiles on the standard side. Give you a zoom in here of all of her abilities. I probably should have done that before. All right. So after I've done that, I've played this card. I now have some icons on the board. So I have a punch and a joystick. Unfortunately, the only ability that would let me play right now would be I could discard that joystick to wall jump, but it doesn't let me do anything else yet. But at this point, I think I'm going to... Yeah, sure. Here, let's play this quick blast. I don't have anyone in my space to push, so I don't need that at the moment, but I will use the short range attack to attack this guy here. So short range is 1 space away, as I said before. That would be an orthogonally adjacent space, but these feature spaces, the jet and the tank, count as orthogonally adjacent to anything they're touching. So I'll just zoom in on that here. You can see that the jet touches all 4 of the spaces around it, as does the tank. So it is connected to all 4 of those spaces. So in this case, I can target that figure on the jet. So that was a short range 2. So I'm just going to go ahead and add 2 dice. I'm not going to boost that. Oh, I should put this back because I had that. I'm not going to boost that attack because he only has 2 health, as you can see here. So 2 dice should be sufficient. If for some reason it isn't, I can use that EX to reroll. May as well spend it after the roll rather than before, just in case I do get it. I did not. So I could just leave him and move on. In this case, though, I think I will try and re-roll this and hope that it doesn't blow up in my face. Oh, okay. That sucks. But that's how it goes sometimes. Alright. So I didn't take him out. I do have another movement on this card, however, so I'll finish that off by going over here. Now that I'm here, I could end my turn. I've played 2 cards. I don't know if I said that in the beginning, but on your turn, you're going to play 2 cards. And now that I've done that, my turn could end, or I could continue discarding these to move a little bit further. I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to discard this quick blast to use my wall jump. That's just 1 joystick icon. Lets me move 1 space and gain 1 of these. It's always nice to have some EX tokens. And then, if you look at the rules side of this card, what I'm trying to do is get these objective tokens off the map. So when I'm in this space, I can interact. Interact just means discarding a card from your combo meter to move one of these objective tokens 2 spaces. And when it's in a blue space, an exit space, I can discard a card to move it off the map. I'll just show you that again. And when I do that, I'm going to gain an EX token. So I'm actually going to discard Dash here as well to get this moved up to there. Alright, that's going to be the end of my turn, so I'm going to draw 2 cards, get back up to my hand size, and then each minion on the board is going to activate. So starting with these, well, at the moment there are only standard minions, but you always start with standard minions. They're going to attack anyone in their space and then move 1 space. So again, these guys aren't too threatening. They're the introductory guys, so they're just kind of slowly coming at me. And then I'm also going to, I would resolve any elite minions. They would short range anyone or from anyone in adjacent space, and then they would move 1 space. I don't have to worry about them because there are none on the board. But then there's also Ken, and he's going to activate at the end of my turn. Now, if there were multiple players in the game, I wouldn't be activating Ken after every turn. He would only activate after my turn. Minions, however, activate after every player's turn. So if you let them kind of get away and you don't take them out, they can really overwhelm you, and especially if you leave someone behind. So if there were 3 players up in this corner and you left one person over here, that one person is gonna get swarmed pretty hard. So you want to make sure not to leave anyone behind. All right, so Ken says that he's going to attack, or he's going to move and then attack, and then he's going to boost this attack if the target has 0 cards in their combo meter. So I have 0 cards, that attack would be boosted, but of course he's way too far away to hit me, so he's just going to move 1 space closer to me. All right, that is the end of that. Then the final thing we do at the end of the turn is you're going to draw 1 Nemesis card and activate the Nemesis. So the first thing you do is you'll notice there's an icon at the top left. It's the same icon, or the icons that appear there are the same icons that you have on your fighter cards. They are the joystick and punch and kick buttons from the video game. So I'm going to look at Fong's board here and look for the ability with the punch. That was a punch, right? Yes. With the punch, in this case, it is Toxic Behavior. And I'm going to do what it says. So it tells me that a standard minion, the standard minions don't have the star. You'll notice Venom Sting, there's a minion with a star. That means elite minion. So a standard minion is going to move 1 space and then poison. So each of these guys is going to move 1 space. And then if they were in a space with me, they would poison me. Luckily, he did not make it far enough to poison me. If he did, a poison is going to eat up your EX meter. If you can't, you're gonna lose 1 life instead. In this case, I did have the EX, so I could have done that, but luckily he didn't get to me. All right. Then we're going to spawn more minions. So this is a standard minion in location 2 and a standard minion in location 5. So this is getting a little bit scary. I didn't take out any minions on my first turn. So now I've got most of these minions on the board. If ever you have to spawn a minion and you can't because they're all on the board, the boss advances, which means he's going to draw another Nemesis card performing the icon. He won't perform the spawn, so the extra minions won't come onto the board because that would just lead to more and more advances, obviously. But he will, those minions will attack once more. All right. I should note also that it's going to speed up the game. When the boss is off the board now, as we've already seen, when you have to draw a card from this deck and you can't because the deck is empty, you're going to spawn the boss in location 2, or the Nemesis, sorry, you're going to spawn the Nemesis in location 2, and then reshuffle this deck. And then you'll keep playing the game. You defeat the Nemesis to win. So we definitely don't want to advance things because we need to get these objective tokens off the board before the boss spawns. So I need to take out minions so that the boss doesn't, or the Nemesis doesn't advance faster. And I need to stop saying boss because he is called the Nemesis in this game. All right, so it's back to my turn. I had some new cards here, so I got another projectile. I got another dash. Dash is a pretty good card a lot of the time, getting that 2 movement plus the EX, and it has 2 icons on it. Lets you do a lot of things, but in this case, I have guys in my space that I need to take out, and that isn't really going to help me. I already used my card with Withdraw, so I'm not going to be able to get out of this minion space until I defeat him, so I'm going to go ahead here and play Hit Confirm, which is just 3 dice to an attack in my space. So I'll take these 3 dice here, rolling them up. Alright, and I got 3 hits. That is more than I need to take out a standard minion. Alright, that's the first minion we've taken out, so now we can get to rewards. Whenever you defeat an enemy, you're going to get a reward. For a standard minion, it is 1 EX token. For a... anyway, that thing looks weird. For an elite minion, it's 2, and if you defeat your rival, you are going to get 3 EX tokens. So basically, you can keep those for rerolls, or it could be an automatic upgrade when you defeat your rival. Alright, so I completed that. Now I have these icons, which would let me perform a lightning kick. You can see I've got a joystick kick. Over here, it's a kick joystick. The order that the icons is in doesn't matter. It just shows that you have those icons to be used. So if I move into somebody's space here, I could do a lightning kick. Could also save up some of my icons to perform that spinning bird kick, which is pretty nice. So in this case, I'm going to... What am I going to do? I'd love to move through that guy's space, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to this round. So I think I'm just going to projectile him and try this. It's not the strongest attack in my deck, but it does have 2 icons on it, so it can help me perform some bigger attacks later. So I'm going to attack that guy in the space adjacent to me, and I got nothing there. Um, that is really not what I wanted. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to discard, I'm going to do a spinning bird kick. So that takes a joystick and 2 kicks. So this here has a joystick and a kick. This one has a kick and a punch. I can ignore the punch and I'll just discard the kick so that I can perform this ability. So it moves 1 space and then it attacks 3 in my space. So I'm going to move up to here, rolling 3 dice. Hope that I actually hit him this time, which I didn't. Oh my goodness, I'm rolling terribly. The dice really aren't that bad in this game, I promise. I'm just having some bad luck. There's only 2 misses on these dice. There we go. So I take him out, and I get that EX token back. So at least it wasn't a total loss. And now I have nothing left on my board, so I can't perform any more abilities. So then I will activate these minions. So it's going to move 1 space, 1 space. Ken's going to come at me. That's scary. I haven't upgraded any abilities yet, so Ken is a little bit beyond me at the moment. So I'm going to want to hurry up and do some upgrades. Perform this, so that's a joystick, which in this case is a stealth attack. So spawn a standard minion in the active player's space. Alright. That's a bad thing in that it could hurt me and it's going to slow me down. I need to, as I said, I need to get these objective tokens off the board. But I also said that I haven't upgraded yet. So if I could start rolling properly, I would get some rewards and be able to upgrade my abilities. So let's hope that's what comes from this. I'm also going to spawn a standard minion and an elite minion. So we're going to see our first elite minion into location 3. So that's up here. Place those 2 guys in there. And that's it. Alright. So these minions didn't advance any further at me, so that's good. I was a little bit worried they were going to come and poison me. Oh, I forgot to draw 2 cards up to my hand size, and now let's see what we can do here. Alright, so I'm probably... Oh, forward roundhouse would be nice. Forward roundhouse is going to let me do 3 dice in my space, and then gain an EX. And if I can defeat that guy, that means I could level up some of my abilities and start working toward maybe getting a nice lightning kick. If I then did quick blast, for example, that would be pretty ideal. But I think what I'm going to do is maybe play those in reverse. I'm going to play quick blast first, allow me to push this guy, that black symbol at the bottom left, push someone in my space out of my space, and then attack with 2 dice, and then I can move 1 space. So, give me a good roll this time. Oh my goodness, this is insane. I've never rolled this poorly in this game before. Okay, so just trade an EX token there to get rid of him. It isn't going to allow me to level up anytime soon. I'll move my person, Chun-Li, over into this space here, using the final movement of Quick Blast there, and then I will use Forward Roundhouse. So I'm going to roll 3 dice in this space. Come on. There we go. Alright, overkilled that guy. Get that 3rd EX token. So I could use that to upgrade right away, but I'm probably going to want those for rerolls because I've been rolling so poorly this game. So I'll just save those until I get another one. If ever you would gain more than 3 EX tokens, you can automatically perform an upgrade and just keep the remainder. So if I defeat another person, I can upgrade and then I'll have one left. Okay, so now I do have the icons that I would need to play Lightning Kick. However, there's nobody in my space, and those are only melee attacks, so it's not going to do me any good. So instead, I could discard one of these cards to get the objective token off the board, which I think I will do, actually. Yeah, I'm going to discard this kick, get that objective token off the board, and then when I do that, I'm going to gain 1 EX token. So again, I gain a 4th one, which means I can upgrade one of these abilities. I'm going to upgrade... Well, let's look at my upgrades. Oops, already looked at this one. That gives me a movement 2 and an EX. Lightning Kick upgraded, changes it from an attack 2 with a kicker of attack 3 to attack 2 attack 3 with a kicker attack 4. Hikoken goes from a short range 3 to a move short range 3. That's pretty nice. And then Spinning Bird Kick is going to go from a move melee 3 to a move 2 melee 4, which is amazing. And I'm definitely going to need that to beat Fong later on. And also my rival, so it might not be a bad idea to do that if I could hurry up and start getting some of those other icons. I have the joystick already. Next turn, I only have one kick, but I could potentially draw another kick. So I think I will go ahead, go ahead and upgrade. I don't even know. Ken is going to attack me if I just stay in that space. I might want to use my wall jump to get away. Oh man, I don't know. This is actually a really tough choice in this situation. I'm not sure what I want to do. So I will just go ahead and upgrade that Spinning Bird Kick because it does become so powerful. Could discard this to wall jump in order to run away from Ken, but I really want to use this for offense next time, so I think I'm just going to let Ken hit me. He isn't going to boost that attack because I do have something in my combo meter, so it'll just be 1 damage. So I think I'm just going to take that. So I'm going to end my turn there, moving this minion there. These guys both just move 1 space. And then finally Ken is going to move into my space, attacking for 1. And then if I had no cards in my combo meter, he would boost that. I do, so it's just 1. Now, I could block that damage by discarding a card in my combo meter. So you can interrupt your combo at any time when you're being attacked to block damage 1 for 1. But again, like I said, I want to keep this card for future combos, so I will just take 1 damage from Ken there. Alright. Draw a Nemesis card here, so I have a joystick. So again, that's a sneak attack. That is unfortunate. I was really hoping to get ahead so I could get to this other objective token here as quickly as possible. But more EX tokens. I forgot to remove these. I removed all 3, but then I gained 1, so I'll leave that. More EX tokens is always a good thing, so I can upgrade before the boss spawns. So I guess it's not the end of the world if there's more minions in my space. I'll then spawn... Uh-oh. This might be, because that's an elite minion in space 1, so that's going to go in my space. And then standard minion in location 3. Okay, this is getting a bit crowded. I hope I get some good cards here. Now I wish I'd actually upgraded Lightning Kick, because that's a whole bunch of melee attacks into my space. But let's see what I can do. Okay, I drew a couple of cross-ups. Unfortunately, I drew no kick icons. So I upgraded Spinning Bird Kick, and I won't be able to use it this turn. That's unfortunate. There are definitely more kicks in that deck. I'll be getting more of them on future turns, but for now, I might have to focus on doing some Kikokens, because that is just 2 punches. Alright. Can do a Lightning Kick in my space if I play Projectile, and that might be pretty helpful. So I will maybe start with that and attack the this minion over here in the adjacent space. 2 dice. Alright, finally got someone without having to boost it. I don't know why Tabletop Simulator did that. Okay, so I take that guy out and I'm going to gain 1 of these EX tokens. Then I'm going to discard a joystick and a kick to Lightning Kick, so I get 2 melee attacks in my space. So I'm going to go after the small minion. Defeating him will allow me to move. Okay, I could re-roll that. So I might want to save my kick, or my extra kick, for a bigger... Okay, there we go, okay. So this minion gets taken out, and I get that EX token back again. And then I have 1 more kick on this, the second kick from the Lightning Kick. These elite minions have 3 health. It's pretty unlikely I'll get 3 hits on 2 dice. I don't know if I mentioned, but you have to get all hits in a single attack. There's no health tracking on minions or rivals in this game. I just wanted to keep things as streamlined and simple as possible. So there is no health tracking. You have to do all the hits per attack. So if I want to take that guy out, I'm going to need 3 hits. So I will discard an EX to boost this second kick attack, gaining 3 dice. And I did it. Nice, I got a miss, but I did get a critical hit. So that would be 3 hits. This guy is going to get taken out, and I will gain 2 EX tokens because he was elite. Alright. I have 3 cards in my hand, which means I've only played 1 card this turn. That's kind of how you can keep track of how many cards you've played each turn, is that you'll always have 4 cards at the beginning of your turn, so you should always have 2 cards at the end of your turn. I know sometimes it can be hard when you're playing cards into your board or your combo meter and then you're discarding cards to do these abilities. You can kind of lose track sometimes of, well, how many cards did I play? You always just look at your hand and see how many cards you have left. If you have more than 2 cards, you still have actions. Okay. So Ken cannot stop me from moving the way that those small minions can, so I can actually just run away from him at this point. I mean, I would love to damage him, but he has 4 health that I have to do all in 1 hit. And that's just not going to happen when these abilities only have 2 dice. I really need to get a spinning bird kick or get this lightning kick upgraded, because it has an attack 4 in there. So I am just going to run away from him. I could... I'm going to do something a little... It's going to cause me to take damage. I could do something that would give me no damage, and kind of keep myself safe, but that's not the kind of player I am. I'm going to be a little bit risky, so I'm going to do something strange here. I'm going to play Cross Up, which is a move, attack 2 in my space, and then move. But just like you can boost attack actions, you can also boost move actions. So I'm going to boost that first move action to let me move 2 spaces. Then I'm going to attack 2 in my space. I'm going to go after the small minion, because I can't move out of this space if the small minion is still here. Come on. Yes, got 2 hits. So the standard minion there goes away. I'm going to gain that EX token back again. And then I still have 1 more movement. So I move. Now I could boost that move again in order to not take damage from this this elite minion, but I don't know if I want to get that far ahead of myself. Maybe I do. It's tough because I really want to upgrade, and if I keep spending these to just move around the board, I'm not going to upgrade anytime soon. I still have 3 turns left before the boss spawns, so I still have time to get this off the board. So I think I'm actually just going to take the damage and not spend these EX tokens, and hopefully next turn I'll gain some extra EX gauge here, and I'll be able to upgrade and still have some tokens for rerolls. So I'll end my turn there. I'll draw 2 cards. Fill up to 4. Wow, I got double cards again. I did shuffle this. I mean, you saw me do it at the beginning of the game. It's strange that I drew 2 cross-ups, then 2 heavy pressures, but these definitely were shuffled. Oh, the nice thing about heavy pressure, too, is that it has a double punch, so just playing one of those cards will actually allow me to play a Kikoken, because that requires a double punch. So that is a little a nice feature about that card. Each deck has a different combination of icons, so all of your decks are going to have the dash, which has a joystick punch. They all have some card that has a punch icon, but not every deck has a double punch. Some have a double kick, some have a double joystick, and then there's some that have other variations, depending on what kind of the special tactic of that deck is. This one is double punch, which is good for Chun-Li's Kikokens here. If she had a different style deck that maybe required double kicks or had a double kick card, that would be really good for the spinning bird kick, but I guess we're focusing on Kikokens with this deck. Not a bad thing. Kikoken's a great move. Right, so the standard minion is going to activate first. Then the elite minion is going to go. He is short range, so he's already within range of me. Once an enemy is within range of attacking you, they don't move. So he's just going to attack, and then he's going to stay there. He won't move in closer to me. Again, I'm not going to block it. I want this punch for some Kikokens in the future. So I am just going to take that hit. But I have these that let me Kikoken. It's risky, but I'm just going to take that hit. Want to do damage. I'm a pretty aggressive player. Alright, after that, Ken is going to move, moving one space closer to me, and then we draw a Nemesis card. So, this Nemesis card, whoa, that's a lot of minions it's going to spawn. Okay. First, it's going to do the kick, which means that an elite minion is going to move in close to me and poison. So poison only happens in your space. So normally, if he was moving here, he's already in range to do a short range attack, but he's not within range to do a poison. So for this ability, he will move in closer to me to poison me. When I'm poisoned, I have to get rid of an EX. If I didn't have any EX, I would lose a health. But I do, so unfortunately that means I won't be upgrading right away. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to spawn a whole lot of minions. So an elite minion is going to go into 4. Standard minion, oops, wrong one. Standard minions into 2 and 1. So 2 is here in my space, 1 is way over here. So if I were to stay in this space, this elite minion couldn't attack me because he's short-ranged, and short-range cannot be into your space, it has to be an adjacent space. So even though he poisoned me, it kind of put him at a disadvantage for this next round, but I mean that's only if I don't move. I probably am going to move this round, so I guess it didn't hurt him after all. Let's see, what am I going to do? I got 2 minions in my space, one of which is a standard minion, which means I am unable to move until I take him out or withdraw. Don't have an ability that withdraws. So I guess we will start with, oh, do I want to start with heavy pressure? It's unfortunate to use heavy pressure and not use that movement. I could use cross up, take out the small guy, and then move out of this space. Maybe that's what I'll do, because then it doesn't waste all of the movement, it just wastes the first one. So I'll play cross up, skipping that first move, just attacking 2 dice in my space. Didn't get it, so I'll spend an EX to re-roll that. Uh-oh, didn't get it again. Well, I feel like I have to spend this one now. I don't want to get stuck in a situation where this roll did nothing. Come on, dice. There we go. Okay. Take him out. Gaining one of those back. It's not ideal, but at least I can move out of this space now. If I move over to here, I will be stuck there with that guy. And I don't necessarily want that to happen. So instead, I'm going to move to this space here. I'm going to discard both of these, which each have punch icons, in order to activate that key token there, which is 3 dice at that elite minion. I don't want to leave him behind. And if I take him out with 1 roll, it'll give me enough that I could upgrade. Or I could do that. Okay, I'm not even going to try and re-roll that. It's possible with 1 EX token that I could roll a double, but chances are I won't. So it's not worth wasting that EX token. So I'm just going to forget about that guy for now. Instead, I'm going to play Heavy Pressure, moving 2 spaces, and then attacking 2 into my space. So I'm going to do a little loop here, and come up to this guy, attacking 2 dice at him. There we go. Sure, now I get the double. So this guy goes away, charging me up a little bit. Where'd my other EX token go? Oh, how did it end up way over there? Alright, then I will discard Heavy Pressure, those double punches, to do another key token at that same guy, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. There we go. Okay, so 3, which is going to give me 2, so again I can gain 1, upgrade, and then gain the remaining 1. This time I am going to upgrade. Well, I know I have for sure have a Kikoken. I have another punch down here, so it looks like I'll be doing some more Kikokens in the future, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that Kikoken. Alright, that is the end of my turn. I have 2 cards left, which means I've played both my cards. I'm going to gain the other cards there, and then this minion's going to move 1 space. This minion's going to move 1 space. My rival will move, and then I will spawn new enemies. Alright, so punch, which means each of the standard minions is going to move toward me 1 space and poison me. So he's going to move up here, get closer to me, but he's not close enough to poison, thankfully. And then I'm going to spawn an elite minion in 5, and standards in 3 and 2. Alright, so surrounding me, but not in my space, so they can't keep me there. I only have this one turn left. Well, I guess 2 turns, because at the end of this turn, I'll draw a card, and then it'll be at the end of the next turn when I can't draw a card that the boss will spawn. So I have 2 more turns to get in here and remove this objective token. I still haven't defeated my rival. I've been able to avoid him thus far. Once the boss spawns, it becomes much more difficult to avoid the rivals. So it's nice to get your rival out of the way before the boss spawns. I don't think I'm going to be able to do both, so I'm going to have to make a decision here. If I want to take out my rival and make it so he isn't attacking me when the boss is also attacking me, or take out this objective token. These objective tokens, if they're still on the board, you'll see that they, when the Nemesis spawns, they're going to gain 2 EX tokens for each objective on the map, and each boss uses objective tokens, or EX tokens, sorry, in a different way, and some of them are pretty scary. So you really, if possible, want to make sure the boss does not get EX tokens, but again, I don't know what I'm going to be able to do here. So first things first, let's look and see what cards I have here. I have a Forward Roundhouse, which is a pretty good melee attack with that EX after it. So I can feel pretty good about rerolls. I do have this Spinning Bird Kick, which would let me go after my Nemesis and give him a pretty good hit. But I need to get some joysticks and punches out there. Or kicks, sorry. So I could play, if I played a Hit Confirm and a Forward Roundhouse, that would give me enough to do the Spinning Bird Kick. The problem is that I can't move 2 spaces using the Spinning Bird Kick to get to my Nemesis, or to get to my rival, because this guy's in the way and I can't move through his space. So I'll have to take him out first, which is really, really unfortunate. I'm going to play... Oh man, do I just maybe go after the objective? Because the objective I can sneak in there, take this guy out. Oh, this is so tough. This is a tough decision. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play Hit Confirm as a sprint, giving me those icons that I want and letting me move into this space. Then I'm going to play Forward Roundhouse as an attack, rolling 3 dice and then gaining an EX token. Oops, 3 dice, not 2 dice. Okay, got him. I should have done that roll when there were more enemies in my space. If there's, after you defeat an enemy in your space with any hits, if you have any hits left over, you can apply them to another enemy in your space, or I guess if it's a melee or a short range or a long range attack, it's in the space that you're targeting. So another figure in your target's space, you can apply excess damage to them. But there was only 1 minion in that space. I do gain an EX token for taking him out. And now I have enough that I can play that Spinning Bird Kick. It's going to put me really far away from this objective token, however. And I don't love that. So maybe I should just ignore it. I could go 1, 2, boost it for 3. I could get over here and take this guy out. Then that only gives me 1 turn to get this objective token 2 spaces and then off the board again. You know what? That's not going to happen. I think, yeah, I don't think I can take out. I already kind of committed to the rival, so it's too late for me to really take that objective token out. I think I made the wrong choice. I think I should have gone for the objective token because I'm not going to be able to finish off my rival in time. And I'm going to take some damage I maybe don't want to take. But that's life. Okay, so I'll discard both of these. Oh, wait, he's going to hit me extra hard if I have no cards in my combo meter. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, never mind. That would be really, really stupid. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go after this other guy. I'm kind of doing nothing now. It was a really big mistake for me to do that. But I'm going to go spend 1 EX token so I can boost the movement to movement 3, end up here, and then I'll do 4 dice with that Spinning Bird Kick into this guy's space. But at least do something at the end of this turn. Oof. And with 4 dice, I wasn't able to roll 3 hits. That's really bad. Again, I'm rolling worse than I've ever rolled before, but oh well, I got him that time. I was hoping that I would get 3 of those so that I could upgrade an ability, like my lightning kick or my wall jump, but them's the breaks. So, end of my turn, I will then move this minion, oops, 1 space, this minion. Ken is going to move closer to me. This minion will move closer to me. He should have actually moved before, but it didn't really matter in this case. I need to draw new cards into my hand, so I just reshuffle my deck, drawing 2 cards. And then I will draw the final card here. So this is going to be a kick, so that means that Elite Minion is going to move 2 spaces and then poison me. This is the only Elite Minion on the board, so luckily he didn't poison me, but it does bring him 2 spaces closer to being in the action, which is kind of dangerous if I get overwhelmed, but I'm not yet. So I then spawn a standard minion in space 3, Elite Minion in space 4, who's just above me here, and now it's my turn. Okay, this is the last turn before the Nemesis is going to spawn, so let's see, is it possible for me to get rid of that objective token? Because it's not possible, really, for me to take out my rival. He's 3 spaces away from me, and I have nothing in my combo meter. So, yeah, let's see here. I could, yeah, if I focus just on that, I could do this. I could do heavy pressure. Ooh, but I don't know if I want to waste that. Let's do a quick blast instead. I'd rather waste a quick blast than a heavy pressure. Pushing anything in my space out of my space, there is nothing, so then I will attack 2. I'm going to boost that because he is an elite minion, so I can attack 3 into a adjacent space. Come on, give me 3 hits, please. Oh! Well, at least I got the double. So I'll spend this token, rerolling that die. Yes, okay. So get rid of this guy, gain 2 EX tokens. Man, I'm having to use so much for rerolls in this game, so I'm not leveled up. Normally I would have most, if not all, of my abilities leveled up by now, but I've had to reroll so many times this game that I've really fallen behind. Okay, so I can move 1 more space, and then I'm just going to get rid of that card, move this 2 spaces, and then I'm going to dash, get here, and then discard this. Oh, and that also gains an EX. And then I'll discard this to take this off the board, which also gains an EX. So I gain 1, so I spend all 3, and then gaining that extra 1 so that I can upgrade something. Let's upgrade my lightning kick so that I can get that extra attack 4 available. So now I have 2 different attack 4s. A lot of fighters, in fact most fighters, have attack 5 on their abilities because Chun-Li has so much extra movement. She has her wall jump, which can upgrade to a big movement. Her spinning bird kick has 2 movement. That's kind of her thing. She's very mobile and agile, can get in and out of fights, but she doesn't roll as many dice as a lot of other fighters, which means she's great for taking out minions and helping control the board. She is a little tougher for taking out rivals and finishing off the boss. That doesn't mean it can't be done. It can definitely be done, and hopefully I'll show you how it's done. But it takes a little more strategy with her than someone else. Some other characters like Ryu, who just throws a ton of dice, doesn't have as much movement, so... or Zangief is actually an even better example. He's a grappler. He has very little movement, but he hits like a truck, so he's a little bit better for taking out the boss and taking out rivals. Okay. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. Yeah. Nope, that's my turn. So I'm going to draw those 2 cards. This minion is going to attack, move, attack, move, attack, move. Elite minion will move, and Ken will come into this space. So I am very, very surrounded, which isn't the best place to be when the boss spawns, but that's how it goes. I'm going to flip over this deck, reshuffle that, spawn the boss in location 2, and flip over his board. So now you'll notice all of his abilities change. They are now attacks that you would see Fong performing if you were to fight him in the video game. So he is a poison guy. If you've ever played Fong in the video game, you know that he's all about poison, and that's what he's doing here. So um, he doesn't hit as hard as a lot of other bosses, which does make him a little bit easier, but he's frustrating in that he's going to be constantly stealing your EX. So to get those attacks out, it's going to be a little more difficult. That's actually going to be really problematic for Chun-Li because the way that she gets to roll 4, 5 dice is by boosting her attacks with lots of EX tokens, but if he's stealing them, she's not going to be able to get those attack 5s. So Fong could end up being a really difficult boss for Chun-Li. This might be an unfortunate pairing, but we'll see. You'll also notice at the bottom of the board there is a health meter. You place the health meter. The health meter that we're going to have in the final game is a token with a hole in the middle, so you'll always be able to slide the token along to see which space you're on the health track, and you'll always be able to see that number. Currently, I couldn't make that work in Tabletop Simulator to have a hole in the middle. The transparency wasn't working, so I just placed another token beside it. So you start the token according to player count. So on one player, I'm going to put it at the 1P spot there. And now I have to hit him for an attack with 3 successes or 3 hits. If I am, I'll move that over again. Then if I hit him for 4 hits, move him over, hit him for 5 hits, I win. Okay, now that the Nemesis has spawned, I'm going to have to change my strategy a little bit. Or at least reassess my strategy to make sure I'm doing the right thing. So, luckily, I got all those objective tokens off the board, so he doesn't have any EX tokens, so he won't be doing that extra poison to me. So that's good, because Chun-Li needs to save up as many of these as she can, these EX tokens. So, first thing she's going to want to do is play Projectile, create some space above me, so she can maybe move around a little bit. So, didn't get that. That's all right. Instead, I'll use Hit Confirm so that I can spend 3 dice and take care of the guy in my space. If I can move out of here, maybe run away. Okay. I will re-roll one of these. I'll spend that EX token. There we go. Okay. So spend that, and then I'll get it right back again for beating that guy and getting that reward. After that, now I can move. She also has enough to do a spinning bird kick, or she could do a lightning kick. She doesn't have anyone in her space, so lightning kick doesn't really help at the moment. But this might not be a bad time. Oh, but I was going to perform a spinning bird kick and try and go after Ken, which would be pretty helpful. But I would have to use up both the cards in my deck here, or in my combo meter here, in order to get that ability. And then, of course, Ken, his ability is boosted, so he's going to hit me for 2. I don't think I want to do that. You know what? I'm just going to I'm going to do it anyway, but not go after Ken. I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to go after Fong. He only needs 3 hits, whereas Ken would need 4 for me to do a little bit of damage. Oh, forgot to move that back. Oh, but I can't, because again, this guy was here. He was blocking my path. This guy is here blocking my path. I won't be able to get to Fong. Okay, then maybe I won't do that. Maybe instead I will... Oh, I could just wall jump and kind of get out of here so I don't take so many hits. That's going to get rid of a joystick and a kick, which would be really unfortunate because that is so useful for my abilities. But I think I need to really create some space here. Or I suppose I could just do a spinning bird kick at that minion on top of me there. It feels like overkill, but you never know. With the way I've been rolling today, it might not be a bad idea. You know what? Let's do that. I don't want to waste any more time here. Let's see if we can't take these guys out. So I'm just going to spinning bird kick my way into this space. Gets me away from Ken, too, so he can't hit me. Okay, a little bit of overkill, like I said, but at least I don't have to waste an EX token to reroll just to get it back. Nets me some positive EX there. And then everybody's going to activate. So he'll move here. He's going to move here. Oops. Ken will also move here. So at least nobody hit me. Alright, so the boss is going to punch. So he's going to poison and then move 2 spaces and then do a long range attack. So he can't poison me. I'm not in his space. And he doesn't have to move because he's already in range of doing that long range attack. So he's just going to hit me for 1 from there. That was 1, correct? Yeah. Hit me for 1 on that long range attack. Okay. After that, I'm going to spawn an elite minion in 3, up above me here, and a standard minion in 5, way over here. Okay. I forgot to draw my 2 cards, so I'll get those back. And then let's try and take out Fong. Let's see, do I have a good projectile? Not bad. I could play heavy pressure though, which would set up that would set me up to perform Kikoken. This rushdown deck doesn't have very many powerful projectiles. That is something you'll see more in the Zoner deck, but at least it can set me up good to do Chun-Li's innate abilities, her Kikoken, which is a great projectile attack. Yes, so I think I will play that. And that is going to push me... Oh, you know what? Maybe I don't want to play that. Maybe I want to play cross-up, actually, because then I can get into that space, take that guy out, and then get out of that space. Doesn't set me up for a Kikoken quite in the same way, but it does let me move around the board a little bit more efficiently. So I'm going to play that to move into this space. Roll 2. I'll roll these 2 dice over here since they're already beside each other. Got them. So I can take that guy out. I get that EX token that I desperately need, and then I can use that other movement to bounce back up here. Now I can set myself up for that Kikoken if I want. All these other guys are pretty powerful at the moment, unfortunately, but it might not be a bad idea anyway. It'll also give me a little bit of space. So I'm going to heavy pressure. I'm going to go up to this guy here, rolling 2 dice to take him out. I'm going to use one of these to boost that, so it's 3 dice, just increasing my chances a little bit that I will actually hit him without having to reroll. Oh no, so close. Okay, so I'll reroll. If this is successful, I'll get both of those back because he is elite. Nope. I'm going to try one more time. I have, whoops, one more. There we go. Okay, so I spent this, and then I get 2 of them back. Unfortunately, that's not quite what I wanted, but it took him out, and I'm in a pretty safe place now. So this, I'll draw my cards first so I don't forget. Standard minion goes here, the elite minion's going to come up, Ken is going to move up, and then Fong is going to activate. Let's see if he can come after me this time. He's going to do punch again. So again, he's going to poison move 2 and then hit me from 2 spaces away. Again, long range. I'm already in range of him to shoot me through the door. So that means I'm going to take that hit again. So I'm creating space and buying myself some time, but yeah, Fong is still whittling away at my health. Now, I am KO'd, but like any good Street Fighter game, you get more than 1 health bar. You always have to be defeated in round 1, then you get your health back again, and you go to round 2. So we'll flip that card over. I get all of my health back. I am now in round 2. If I'm defeated or KO'd again, the game is over. You'll also notice there's a new ability on this card. So now I've unlocked or almost unlocked my critical art. I have it available to me. It's showing up on this side of the card. It costs 3 EX tokens plus any icon from my combo meter, and gives me a pretty good attack there. Unfortunately, and this is why I was stressing my upgrades so bad, you have to have all of your other 4 abilities upgraded in order to use that. So I really need to focus on getting this wall jump upgraded so that I have access to Hoyokusen, because that's going to make pretty short work of Fong if I could actually get that in. So, oh, I don't want to forget to spawn these minions. So, standard minion is going to go in 4, and elite minion is going to go in 1. Alright, and then it's back to my turn. So, this guy is within range of a short range attack, so I could Quick Blast or Projectile him. I could boost it if I needed to. Oh, I could also just Kikoken him, and then I wouldn't even have to boost it. So should I do that? Let's see. I want to get into someone's space and use this forward roundhouse. But I need to move 2 spaces. Yeah, you know what? Let's Kikoken that guy. 3 dice. Didn't quite get him, so I'll spend an EX to reroll. There it is. Okay, so I spend 1, but then I'm gaining 2 because he's elite. So now I could upgrade that wall jump, but with how I've been rolling today, I think I should save them for rerolls and only upgrade when I have to, just because I don't want to find myself in a bad position. So instead, I'm going to play Heavy Pressure out of my hand, allowing me to move 2 spaces into Fong's space here. I am going to boost this attack to give me 3 dice instead of 2, to hopefully get those 3 hits that I need on him. And there it is. All right, so I hit Fong once. He's going to move down to there. That was only my first card. I'm then going to play Forward Roundhouse. I'm also going to boost this, so I get 4 dice. Again, increasing the odds that I'll be able to actually hit him with it. And I did. Wow. Okay, 5 hits. That's if I could do that again, I win. So get him down to 5. Unfortunately, that's both my cards. I can't play anything more. And with my combos here, the only thing I could afford to play right now would be a Kikoken. I mean, I could take that shot at Ken. It might be worth it. I don't have any other minions anywhere near me. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll get lucky and I'll hit him. I'll boost it once with 4 dice. I mean, I probably will roll some misses, so I might not hit him, but I might get lucky. Oh, wow, I did. Okay, so Ken that's 4 hits. That takes him out, but again, just like a fighter, he has a round 1 and a round 2, so I had to flip that card over. His reverse side is exactly the same. It doesn't change. It just means that I have to hit him one more time to actually take him out, but hey, I'm that much closer to getting this guy off my back. Now, the standard minions are going to activate. This minion, make sure he's over there. And then Ken's going to activate. He is going to hit me, but I do have cards in my combo meter, so he's only going to hit me for 1. I should draw my card so I can see. Yeah, I'm probably... Well, I guess I have a dash. I might use that Kikoken. So I was going to discard this cross-up because I might want that for a Kikoken, but I may also just want some joysticks in this to do a spinning bird kick, so... No, I'll take the damage. I have lots of health left. I'll just take the damage from him. I will then... Yeah, I say that now. Fong will probably destroy me. He's going to do a boot, which is lucky. A fighter in each adjacent space is hit. I'm in his space, so that actually goes over my head. And then, let's see here. Yes, the standard minion is going to move again. Move them along there. I think, is that it? That is it. Okay, back to me. I still haven't upgraded, but man, I use those EX tokens really well, so I can't complain that I didn't upgrade this yet to get me my Hoyakusen. I may not need it in this game. I just gotta hit him one more time. So, how could I set this up? Spinning Bird Kick is gonna be my best shot. I already have a boot, so I need another boot and a joystick. So I could play Quick Blast or Dash, and then play Projectile. And do I just go for it? Maybe I do. Maybe I just... Oh, it's a risk. I have lots of health left, but let's see. Let's just go for it. So I'm going to play Dash to get that in. Gives me one of these, which will help me to boost that Spinning Bird Kick into an attack 5 rather than an attack 4. And then I'm going to play... Actually, that would allow me to move out as well and then gain that EX token. Because then I can play Projectile, throwing 2 dice at the minion below me, maybe getting another token. Yes! Okay, so I defeat this guy, giving me another EX token, so now I have a reroll in addition to my boost. Then I will discard a boot, and a joystick. Not the most efficient thing I've done this game, but it might be enough. I will then move back using Spinning Bird Kick into Fong's space. I will boost it for 5 dice, leaving myself with a reroll, and... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't even need that reroll. That is 5 hits that I need to take out Fong. And that will be the end. He is defeated. Alright, that is Street Fighter V Champion Edition Legends. I hope that gives you a pretty good idea of how the game plays and what it's like. As I said, this is one of the easier or the easiest possible setup based on the minions and Fong being the easiest enemy. I still had a little bit of life left, so I could have it could have been a little more difficult and still pulled out the win, but I still felt the pressure, I got lucky with some of the rolls or some of the card draws where he, for example, here drew the boot and it completely whiffed. So, yeah, this felt pretty good. The difficulty was pretty exciting. So I hope you liked it, and thank you for watching.